Welcome to another episode of the Fantasy Tailgate podcast. With the latest news and fantasy football insights are your hosts, Howard and Will.
Hello, and welcome to the Fantasy Tailgate podcast with Howie and Will. Almost didn't get through that time.
Yeah, no, you went a little like William Shatner on that.
Oh yeah, the Fantasy
Looks okay.
Tailgate podcast. We're in the galaxy. Anyways,
Not so far away.
so how did your fantasy teams do this week?
I was pretty mediocre this week. Wasn't as bad as last week, but not as good as it could have been.
I think I won 2 games.
I mean, better than winning none.
Well, you know, when your quarterback shits the bed. Crap. I'm
Quarterback.
Josh Allen.
Oh yeah, ooh, that's a tough one too.
You know. But yeah, it's okay. It's fantasy football. It's still long. You still got several weeks to. I mean, I'm not that worried. I'm not panicking yet.
My auction league, I am 0-4.
Oh.
It's still holding out hope, but I don't know, man.
It's rough, just like every year. Every year is rough. There's always injuries. There's always issues. There's always teams not performing like they're supposed to. You know.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's part of fantasy football.
Fantasy football is probably 90% freaking luck.
Oh yeah, there's no skill. Like, we're looking at numbers on people playing a game.
It's 95%. I mean, sometimes that works a little bit, but you know, anyway.
Well, yeah, like history and stuff. For the most part, it's all luck.
Yep. So, all right, let's go to our first segment, which is the good, the bad, the ugly. I got something new today.
It's the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Hopefully we don't get sued over that, but, you know.
I mean, we've been playing it on the video and podcast side anyway.
Oh, okay.
I had that in and edit.
You know, I should really watch our podcast, I guess.
Yeah, good job, Howard.
I know.
Way to support your own channel there, bud.
Hey, I'm subscribed. Although the job that I'm working now, I'm able to have a headphone in, so I'll be able to listen to it. So I probably will listen to it tomorrow. I'll listen to a couple of our episodes just to see how it is. Okay, the good, the bad, the ugly. I mean, I don't know. I guess I can go with my good right now. I have 3 of them. Do we want to like take turns or just go all 3 all at once?
Let's take a turn because I got a few, so I got some I can choose from.
Okay. So my good is my first good is Nico Collins. He kind of tore it up for me. I mean, yeah. And then yeah, he's just good. I'm sorry tonight. Forgive me. I'm not going to have a lot of stats.
I mean, he had 12 receptions for 151 yards on a touchdown. I got you on the stats.
All right. Everybody who has Nico Collins also has got stats too. So, you know, because you were very happy with the performance. The bad, I got Devin Singletary for the bad because first couple of weeks he's been pretty good. And then he just kind of didn't do a lot this week. And the
that one I don't have that.
Okay, that's fine. Nobody really cares about Devin Singletary that much except for me sometimes.
Yeah, especially now on the Giants.
He's on Giants that nobody really cares about. Unless you're
playing
playing
them.
them.
Neighbors.
Unless you play them and you want to just whoop the crap out of them. So my ugly, it's a team, and it's the Buffalo Bills because they got freaking ugly. They got ugly snapped. They got ugly slapped by the Baltimore Ravens.
I think if it was Thanos, but he just made like half the people ugly instead.
Yeah. At the
He
last
was
second,
ugly snap.
because he had the axe in his chest, he was like thinking of make half of people ugly instead.
A totally different movie.
That's a Saturday night. That's a Saturday Night Live skit.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, Buffalo Bills
uh,
just pooped the bed on Sunday night.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, it was not a great.
yeah. All right.
My first good, I'm going with Taysom Hill.
Yes.
He had 6 rushes for 24 yards and 2 touchdowns. So I mean, not a lot of yardage, but still scored 2 touchdowns. There's all 6.
Taysom Hill's kind of a really sore subject for me. Because the first 4 years of his career, I had him on my team. I'm waiting for him to become quarterback because he looked good as quarterback and he ran the ball.
Yeah.
But then they started using him as tight end and he wasn't doing a lot and not scoring a lot of points for me. And then I get rid of him. He's a legitimate tight end now. I mean,
Oh, and like this week, he had 6 carries. They use him as a running back.
yeah.
Like they use him all over the place.
I do remember one year where I did have him on my team, and it was where I had an ESPN league, and he was starting quarterback, but he was still had the definition of a tight end. So I was able to run 2 quarterbacks on that league, that team that week, because I had him in my tight end spot. That was But now I don't have him.
I unfortunately did not start him this week. I don't think.
Oh,
should have.
bench warmer of the week.
He was my. If I was going for like Njoku or one of those later round guys, Taysom Hill was my guy in almost the last round as my like just in case.
Yeah.
My bad was again Ramondre Stevenson. 13 carries for 43 yards. 4 receptions for 19 yards.
Ooh.
Really, that whole team stuff.
Yeah. Sorry, Patriots.
Yeah, you.
Yep. So.
And then my ugly will be the fab dump from the Chiefs, Carson Steele, 6 rush. Yeah, 6 rushing yards. Because I believe he only had 1 rush, 1 reception, and 1 fumble.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. His alligator would probably do better than that.
Oh yeah, and then Kareem Hunt took over.
I know.
Andy Reid was like, nah, dude.
It's going to be the Kareem Hunt show.
Yeah, I went and picked him up in a couple
All right. That was your ugly?
Yes, sir.
Oh. Okay, so I have another good. And that's I'm going to steal this from you and I don't give a crap. The Yeti. And that's Derrick Henry.
Yep.
On his new team he was the reason why Buffalo Bills did so crappy because they could not stop him.
Yeah. Did you want me to read a stat for you?
Go for it.
24 carries for 199 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 receptions for 10 yards and a touchdown.
Wow, he almost got 2 centuries worth of yardage.
I mean, all-purpose yards he did.
Yeah, wow. That's he is still so good. And the fact that he's finally off that horrible team, the Titans.
Yeah, he actually has a legit chance of getting a ring.
Yep.
I mean, he would be the main reason between him and Lamar. I don't really have anything else going on right now.
Despite the fact that they'd have to go through Buffalo to get there,
Mhm. Mhm.
I wouldn't mind seeing the Ravens win it again.
Yeah.
As long as it's against the 49ers.
Ravens.
So my second bad was Devon Achane. He really
I think
didn't
that
do
whole team did fairly bad.
Yeah, the whole team kind of did not show up.
Yeah, without Tua, they're just not great.
You know. And then rounding out my last of all my players I have down for this. Brees Hall is my ugly because he did jack crap.
Well, that was a pretty low scoring game, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Was that the Denver game? It was like 10-9.
Yeah, yes, it was.
Yeah.
So, yes, Denver has a good defense, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and so does yeah.
So between my uglies and one of my bads and the good, that's the reason why I lost my games.
Mm, mm.
So I guess this
Yeah,
is
I mean, that is how that works.
I guess this is me complaining of my heartache.
These ones hit close to home.
Yep. Very close to home. All right, you got more goods?
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with Baker Mayfield.
Ooh, I have him down
He
too.
he threw for 347 yards, 2 touchdowns. Ran for 10 yards with a rushing touchdown, and fumbled once.
Oh wow. Yeah. Baker. I mean, damn. We're
And
probably
I
gonna
believe we're gonna be talking about him a little more later.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
very, very soon. I had him down too as another good player.
Okay.
I'm very impressed with him so far. Between last year and
And
this
then
year.
sorry.
I'll just be between last year and this year. I mean,
Oh yeah, he's definitely had a revival.
yeah.
My second bad player, I'm gonna piggyback on the Miami Dolphin thing, and Jalen Waddle
Mm.
had 4 receptions for 36 yards. That was it.
Jalen wasn't waddling there.
No. Then my ugly, I'm actually gonna lump 2 tight ends together. Kyle Pitts had 3 targets, didn't catch any of them. Mark Andrews had 1 target, didn't catch.
Dang. 2 tight
I
ends.
think I'm about done with Kyle Pitts, and I'm getting close to there on Mark Andrews too.
Yeah, I think I'm benching Mark Andrews.
Yeah, and Pitts, like, you need the roster.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not a good thing. So, yeah, good, bad, and ugly, everybody.
There it is.
Yep, you know. So, our next segment, it's a new one. I mean, probably not going to touch on this too much besides today, but I think this is comeback players that had a rough start of their career, like quarterbacks, and then they fall into the being backups or just being traded away or just outright cut, and then another team decides to pick them up and say, hey, let's see what you can do with us. And then they end up...
Or they get an injury in front of them and they get put into that spot again.
Yes. So, and then, these are guys that has gotten second chances, and they're running with it, literally. And I will start out with my first guy, or I don't know how. I don't remember how we were.
So
gonna
I
do this.
have 3 guys written down.
Okay.
Kind of figured we were probably going to have the same guys. So I actually went and did a deep dive on stats for what they've done so far this year and what their 17 game pace would be, and their 4 best seasons previous to this season.
Okay, so maybe I'll say the name and you can do the stats.
Yeah.
Okay, my first guy I wanted to say because my first guy is Geno Smith. Because I am a hometown homer and I'm Seattle Seahawks. But I was also noticing not relative to fantasy football, but just NFL and yards. He's the number 1 quarterback.
Oh, is he right now?
Yes, he's the number 1 quarterback in
Nice,
yards
nice.
thrown. And it's like I
I know he does have 1,182 yards so far.
Yeah,
So
and
he already
that's
has over 1,000 yards.
and that's the most for all quarterbacks.
Mhm, mhm.
So it was like, damn, Geno.
Yeah, he's completed 115 out of 159 passes.
Yeah, he's. I like the new offensive coordinator they got.
Oh yeah, between him and the coach, everything seems to be clicking right now.
Yeah. It's like that. Definitely not Pete Carroll's offense.
No. So Gino is on a 17 game pace for 5,023 passing yards,
Damn.
17 touchdowns, and 17 interceptions.
17
The
interceptions.
ratio there and the amount of touchdowns isn't great.
Yeah. You would think that would. I mean, throughout the season, it'll probably clear up a little better.
Oh yeah, he'll have games where he has more than 1 touchdown. Because right now he has 1 touchdown in each game.
Okay. But then again, we do got a strong running backs.
Well, yes.
2 good running backs that's in the backfield. That's once we get within the 5, they're getting the ball.
Mhm.
Which is
so week 2 and week 4 he had over 300 yards passing. Week 3 he almost hit 300, and then week 1 he only had 107.
okay. Well, that was basically a preseason game.
Oh yeah.
So the second guy, I'm gonna say it's
Really quick, one more thing on Gino. Out of his 4 best seasons before this season, his best yardage throwing wise was 4,282. So he's already on pace to beat that.
nice.
So he's already on pace to have a better season than he's ever had before.
That's good. Oh, excuse me. So my second guy, this is what I got. I'm sure you got him down to. Jared Goff. He just played Geno Smith.
I do not have Jared Goff. I forgot about him.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, he was not one of them that I got.
Well, let's
But
just put
that
it
is a good one.
over between last year and the beginning of this year, he's leading the Lions to be very good team. You know.
Oh yeah, that trade was great for really both teams.
Right. And it's like, well, the Rams got a Super Bowl out of.
Well, yeah, that's the only reason I'm saying it was good for both.
They won that. They won that trade as the instant win. The Lions is the gradual win.
Oh yeah, they're winning right now.
Yeah, they're winning right now, and they got a quarterback. That's their franchise quarterback now. I mean, and everybody kind of looked at that trade, and be like, "Oh, why did they do that? That's stupid." But well,
Working out, man.
he's doing a pretty good job. He was never a horrible quarterback either. So
No, it just, I mean, like every player has their ups and downs.
right.
Just some downs are lower than others.
So we don't have too much stats on him, but he's really good.
Yeah, no, I missed the ball on that one. My bad, guys.
Okay, and the next one, hopefully you have the stats on this one. Oh no, you do. We talked about him earlier, Baker Mayfield.
Yes, this one I do have stats for.
Started off Cleveland. He started out with a pretty good career, and then for some reason Cleveland got drunk and decided to try to trade for some guy that wasn't even playing for 4 years, and just basically dump Baker Mayfield.
So 2018, 2019, 2020, he was with Cleveland. He had 3,700 passing yards, 3,800 passing yards, 3,500 passing yards, 27 touchdowns, 22 touchdowns, 26 touchdowns.
That's not horrible.
He is currently on pace to have 4,182 yards and 34 touchdowns.
That's this year.
And that's even better than what he did last year, which was his best season of his career. He had a very nice 69% completion percentage, and he's on pace for a 70.5. So he's still right around there. But he's picking up right where he left off.
Where was he? I know he was at another team before the Tampa Bay. Carolina.
He went to Carolina.
Carolina, but
and I believe he was with the Rams as well.
Oh yes,
because I think that's the one where he came into town, didn't even look at a playbook, and then played that.
That's right.
But he didn't play for either one of those teams very long. I don't think.
No. So, in Carolina, there's no quarterback that's doing good with them.
I mean, Andy Dalton did good his first week.
Yeah.
Not so much last week.
So, Baker Mayfield, the next one, Sam Darnold.
And that is the last one I have set for.
Okay. I do have one more, but he's not a quarterback. I was just going to talk about him later.
Okay, I know we had mentioned a couple running backs that switched teams, but I started doing the research, and I figured out that it was different than what we might have thought it was. So
Okay.
I'll bring that up after when you bring your stuff up.
Okay. So, Sam Darnold.
Oh my god. Yeah, so started his career with the Jets. So 2018, 2019, 2020, he had 2,800 yards, 3,000 yards, 2,200 yards, 17 touchdowns, 19 touchdowns, 9 touchdowns. In 2021 with Carolina, he played 12 games, and he was about on pace of what he was doing before. And now he is on a 17-game pace for 3,961 yards and 46 touchdowns.
Oh, wow.
With 13 interceptions.
Oh, my goodness.
His previous high for touchdowns was 19. If he keeps up his touchdown rate, he's going to have the best season of his career.
I think that's great for him, but I don't know if giving him the MVP would be a good thing.
I don't know, man.
If he deserves
if he does what he's doing right now the whole season, week 1 he threw 2 touchdowns, week 2, 2 touchdowns, week 3, 4 touchdowns, week 4, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, if he deserves it, he deserves it. But
yeah. Granted, his highest yardage in a week has been 275, and that was this last week. Okay, 275, 181, 268, 208.
Wow. Sam Darnold. You never know.
Yeah, he's definitely turned it around at least 3 or 4 weeks.
Okay. So, the one other player I have, he's a wide receiver. And I felt like, I don't know, honorable mention. He did go to another team. Because the other team was crappy and they just let him go or whatever, and they wasn't throwing the ball to him enough. And that was DJ Moore.
Oh, he's always been very underrated.
Yeah.
Actually, he's never really had a good quarterback.
Right. And Well, yeah, but the rookie quarterback knows who to throw to. Throw to the guy that's experienced that can catch the ball. And then to DJ Moore. Very talented running back.
He could probably play running back too.
He probably
Just
could.
do the Debo thing.
I mean, if you really think about it, wide receivers are fast enough that they could actually do it. I mean,
Oh yeah, that's why it worked in San Francisco last 2 years.
isn't there? There's another wide receiver that's doing that now too.
A few teams that started.
Yeah, I can't
I don't think
remember.
of them off the top of my head.
Whatever. Well, I know they have. I know in Detroit they're using Amon-Ra St. Brown as a quarterback now too.
Oh yeah. I
And
remember you texted me about that, and I wasn't watching, so I had no idea what you were talking about.
and Jared Goff was a wide receiver.
Is he the one that caught it?
Yeah,
Did they do the Philly special?
he did the Philly special.
I mean, it's a good play.
Oh god,
Good job, guys.
and Goff was wide open too. I'm sorry, Seattle. That was you guys left him wide open. It was just a rainbow into the end zone.
Well, at least he caught it. He didn't do the Brady.
Yeah, oh, drop it. Yeah, it was like it was a nice play. Even I was like, that's awesome. That's just awesome.
Yeah, I watched a good chunk of that game, but I didn't watch all of it. But I heard it was a pretty good game altogether.
God, I want
Even
them.
though the Seahawks ended up losing.
I want the Lions in the Super Bowl so badly this year.
I've said it before. If it's not the Eagles, I want it to be the
Yeah.
Lions.
So,
All
right.
I did have 2 running backs. I
Oh.
know when we originally talked about this, we brought up Derrick Henry and Saquon
yes,
being a little older, changing teams, how that has affected them, all that. So I
yes,
started doing the research. Derrick Henry, his entire time in the league, he's finished as under the running back 16 only twice.
oh gee,
And that was his first 2 seasons, and he was behind DeMarco Murray.
oh my God.
So he's finished as the running back 14, 4, 2, 16, 4, and 8.
Oh my
He's
goodness.
currently the RB3. He hasn't lost a step. He's
No.
never been behind a step.
Yeah, but it's like the team, like these guys are so good, and the teams just are like, okay, we'll let you go.
Well, a lot of times it's money, like
Yeah.
especially with New York. Like they just didn't have the money to pay what he wanted. Like they didn't want to get rid of him.
Yes. Yeah, you watched Hard Knock, didn't you?
Yeah, I watched the one with the Giants.
Yes. That was a good one.
It was interesting.
Yeah. Can't wait till the
Then speaking of Saquon, his only season he has been outside the top 12 running backs. He was the RB32, and he only played 13 games.
Oh, that was the
And
year
then
that
he was. Well, and then he was hurt in 2020, where he only played 2 games.
That's right.
But other than that, he's been a top 12 guy every year.
Yeah, I remember him killing me in the championship games.
Right.
So.
Yeah, those are good.
Yeah, that was you that beat me. So, yeah.
I know, but they're good times.
All right. So this next segment that I'm moving on to, is me and you talked about as like doing kind of like a 2-person little draft, like taking turns.
Oh yeah. So if like the draft for fantasy season were to happen today
with all the information,
yeah, what order would we take? Basically, the first round.
Right.
One little exercise to kind of reset and just see who the top of the league is right now.
Yeah. And we do like odds and evens.
Yeah, or you want to play rock, paper, scissors? Theo goes first.
Sure, why not?
Let's do it. All right. Wait, do we go on 3 or shoot?
I don't know. How do you usually do
Like
it?
rock, paper, scissors, shoot, or rock, paper, scissors?
I'd say rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
I got paper. What do you got?
I got scissors, sorry.
Okay, you win.
Okay.
All right, you go first.
Okay. So I get odds.
Yeah.
And my first pick would be Saquon Barkley.
I don't blame you. He and who I'm gonna take it to are right there, back and forth for me. And I'm gonna take Alvin Kamara.
Alvin Kamara. You mean you don't want to take Allen Kamara?
I don't think he's quite as good. I think Alvin's doing better right now.
Okay. And then my second pick would be the third pick.
Mhm.
I would take Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Okay. Really, over Nico Collins and Neighbors?
Yeah.
Okay.
But thanks for giving me a couple guys to target later.
Well, I'm gonna take Nico Collins
Oh,
right
yeah.
after that at number 4.
So my third pick, I guess maybe I'll go with Malik Neighbors.
It's crazy to think that a rookie wide receiver would be in the middle high of the first round,
Yes.
and it's not Marvin Harrison.
Yes. So,
All right, so what pick are we on now? 6?
yeah, it's your third pick.
Third pick, okay,
Yes,
okay.
6.
You know what? I'm gonna go with the Yeti, Derrick Henry.
Oh, Derrick Henry.
How he's been playing. I mean, we just talked about it earlier. Him and Saquon just freaking killing it.
He was my next pick.
I figured I had to take him there.
So in my fourth pick, I'm gonna get Chris Olave
Oh,
because he's tearing it up too.
oh yeah. You know what? I'm gonna. Oh, he's hurt right now. I was looking at Jonathan Taylor. You know what his injury is?
Jonathan Taylor?
It was high ankle sprain.
I'm not sure.
You know what? I'm taking him there anyway. Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor, okay.
Is there?
Okay, and my last pick. Oh, I don't know. I hate to say this. Oh man, I had other people.
Quarterback or tight end?
No, I'm not gonna pick a tight end. After what we saw the first 4 weeks, tight ends ain't gonna be picked to like the last of the of all rounds.
So bad right now.
Yeah, tight
Dallas
end.
Goedert's the number 1 tight end.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Just 301.
You know what? I don't know. I had a couple guys put down, but I don't know if I want to go with this.
Are you thinking Jordan Mason this high, or would you take him this high with
I was thinking
McCaffrey possibly coming back later?
I was thinking of a quarterback.
Is it Jaden Daniel?
No, probably not. You know, I'll just do Lamar Jackson since he's having a pretty good year so far.
All right, there you go.
He's usually out of the top 3. He's the one that usually goes last out of the 3. like Allen,
Yeah.
Mahomes.
Mhm.
So I'd say he's much higher than them right now. Allen hasn't played horrible, but he's been kind of his first game he did a lot of points. Second game he didn't do anything. Third game a lot of points, and the next game he didn't do anything.
Yeah.
So he's kind of being inconsistent. So we'll see if he gets that on track or not.
So my last pick, it's the last pick of the first round, between a couple people. Say either Marvin Harrison, given that he has started coming out, or Jameer Gibbs.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go Marvin Harrison. I'll still take him in the first round. Why not?
I have an honorable mention to someone that's probably would be another rookie. That'd be kind of Brian Thomas.
I thought about mentioning him, but I thought it might have been a little too high in the first.
Because he's
But
done.
I definitely thought about it.
He's done pretty good so far. I mean, fantasy points wise,
For not a great team.
no, team's doing horrible, and he's still like against Buffalo. He did 7.30 points, but he's a rookie.
Well, yeah.
And it's like, but this week against Houston, he did 18 points. I mean,
well, and having Evan Ingram out kind of helps a little bit too.
Yeah. I can't.
Got Christian Kirk to compete with.
Yeah.
Him and Etienne.
So. Yeah. So definitely. Excuse me. Nothing like clearing your throat on the air. Still got a little froggy down there.
So yeah, it would definitely look a little different than it did.
It would definitely.
The way it actually went down.
You don't have Christian McCaffrey and a few other people.
No, that was a dumpster fire.
Dumpster.
People that actually pulled the trigger.
This is so horrible.
But not the same.
All right. So what we got now is a failure to communicate. All right. So you have the information for the people out there about how we did in the DraftKings thing.
Yes.
We did last year.
So, just as a reminder of who we had, I don't have the dollar amounts we had, but basically, you had Geno Smith, James Cook, Zach Charbonnet, Jamar Chase, Malik Neighbors, Chris Godwin, Zach Ertz, Juju Smith-Schuster, and the Washington defense. You scored 93.5 points.
Oh, cool.
I had Jared Goff, James Conner, Jerome Ford, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Calvin Ridley, George Pickens, Colby Parkinson, Ray Davis, and the Pittsburgh defense. And I just barely edged past you with 97.46.
Oh, wow. That was pretty close.
Yeah, so just under 4 points.
Cool.
Something like that.
All
Yeah,
right.
barely got that one out.
And did you do your lineup, or did you do a lineup for this week?
Yes, I did. Did you do a lineup for this week?
Yes, I did.
All right.
We want to go first, or?
Yeah, sure. And just to clarify, we did all the games, right? Thursday
Yes.
through Monday?
Yes, we did.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, and also a reminder for everybody out there, double check your teams and stuff. There is buys this week.
Oh, yes. I believe it's Detroit, Philadelphia, Tennessee, and I forget the other one. Yeah, check your buy.
Yeah, definitely double check on that other one, too.
Yeah, because it's 4 teams. It's not 3.
Well, William only said 4. Or only said 3.
Don't take my word for it.
So, did we
All right,
just
so
go?
quarterback. What?
Okay.
What?
We did one position at a time, right?
Back and forth, or are we
Hmm.
just doing the whole thing?
I can't remember what we did last week.
I don't know. What do you want to do now?
I don't know. I guess we can do back and forth.
Okay.
Or-
Quarterback, $5,800. I took Justin Fields.
Oh, I did not write down dollar signs. Although
I could look him up. I got him right here.
I also got it right here too.
Yeah, I was able to save my lineup, so I just click on edit, and then it brings it up and it has all the things.
Oh, there is. Oh, but it doesn't show the points, or it doesn't show the dollar amounts. No.
Is there a edit button at the bottom?
Edit, yes.
Click on that, and then it should bring it up, and then it'll.
Oh, cool. Okay. So, my first, my quarterback at $5,900 is Geno Smith, same as last week.
Nice. All right, running back. My 2 starting running backs. I have Jordan Mason at 7,400, and I have Kenneth Walker at 6,800.
All right. My 2 running backs is I got Kenneth Walker at 6,800. Then I got
Of course,
Jerome,
against the Giants.
and I got Jerome Ford for 5,800.
Okay. I think I did another lineup, and I put Jerome Ford in there at the flex. All right, so we got 3 wide receivers.
3 wide
I
receivers.
have Garrett Wilson at 6,700. I have George Pickens to go with Justin Fields at 6,000. Then I had to go a little lower on my 3rd wide receiver. I have Xavier Legette at 51.
Okay. My 3 running backs at 6,800. And yes, wide receivers. Yeah, they all play at the same position. No. I have 6,800 Deebo Samuel Sr. Don't get him mixed up with Junior.
I was like, he's a senior?
My second wide receiver is Brian Thomas Jr. at 5,900. And stacked with Geno Smith is JSN at 5,800.
I have Zach Ertz at tight end for 3,800.
Ooh, that hurts.
That's where I saved some of my money right there.
That hurts. You got Zach Ertz.
I'm pretty sure it's the 2nd week in a row, too.
Yeah, I think so.
Actually, no, you had him last week.
Yeah.
I had Colby Ferguson last week. Should we just round out tight end like defense?
I did. Just
We're gonna go back and forth, or just finish
just
the last?
round out the last 3.
Okay, so Zach Ertz tight end 3,800. I have Kareem Hunt in my flex for 5,500, and I took the Broncos defense against Las Vegas for 2,900.
All right. My tight end for 5,800, Travis Kelce. Yeah. Well, I mean, he seemed a little better last year or last week. Flex is, let's see if I can actually pop up his actual name. Andre Savaz. Io Savaz, I think.
Oh, was that the guy from Cincinnati?
Cincinnati, yes. And my he was 4,000. He was cheap. And my defense at $2,800. I went really cheap on them. The Jacksonville Jaguars against Indianapolis.
Who are they playing? Oh,
Indianapolis. So
I,
anything could happen in that one.
I debated between the Broncos and the Raiders in the same game. and they cost the same. They were both 2,900.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was like, I even was going cheap on all the positions, and I still ended up having to change things up. What?
I think
So,
I had like $300 left over, so I switched some stuff around, and I was like, well, I mean, I can improve my lineup for $300. I'm gonna do that.
I had $400 left over. Well,
I think I got I was able to get Kareem Hunt after making one like switch around or whatever that.
yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's kind of fun.
Yeah. So, let's see. How are we doing? I got a few more extra minutes to go. Hey, anything you want to talk about to our fantasy league? Maximum effort.
I don't think a whole lot's been going on.
Oh, I told you about that
There's
trade.
been some-
I told you about that trade offer that I got that I denied almost halfway. Didn't I?
Oh yeah. Wow. What was that again?
I'm gonna have to get to it.
Okay.
Oh, that's not.
Speaking of trades, just in general, check whatever platform you're using. Check your messages and league activity to see if there's been any trade offers. So some apps put them in weird places. You actually have to go look for them. It's
Yeah.
frustrating when you send a trade offer and nothing happens. Like,
Yes.
even if it's a no, just tell me that.
Right. Well, this one was for they wanted Nico Collins and my first round draft pick for next year.
Okay.
And they were giving me Brandon Ayuk and 60 fab.
Yeah, that's a no for me, though.
That was definitely a no.
That's like an instant no.
Yes. Yeah, it's just, I mean, just like me, you never know if this guy might accept it.
Right.
But I'm not going to give you basically.
What's the worst that happens? No.
Well, it's like Nico Collins is right now playing like a first round draft pick. So.
Oh yeah, that is the main reason I would have said no, because
Playing like a first round draft pick, and you want my other first round draft pick? No.
Yeah, right. No,
You had to give me something better than $60 fab.
Yeah, that's the part that got me. Like, I don't want to throw in like another draft pick or a player, but I'll give some fab.
Well, yeah, I mean, the extra fab is nice, but you know what? Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
It's all good. I'm just happy that somebody actually sent me a trade request.
It happens. Yeah, right now in terms of fantasy points, Nico Collins is the number one wide receiver.
Damn.
He's got 76 fantasy points, according to a half-point PPR.
And I'm 1-3. I have Josh Allen on my team. I have the number one wide receiver.
That's why you're 1-3.
Yeah.
Which who would have thought? You have Josh Allen.
I know. I gave up so much for him.
Didn't you give up like Jalen Hurts?
Yeah.
Like me getting rid of Saquon.
I'm playing you this week.
Oh, damn.
Oh yeah, I will.
I mean, you might have a chance actually.
You beat me all the time. Especially
this is a relationship.
Please.
Well, right now, before final tweaks and everything, you're projected to beat me. But I also still have Jameson Williams in there, and he's on bye week.
Do I have anybody on bye week? Doesn't look like it.
I have like 3 people in my starting lineup. Right?
I might be tweaking a few things here and there.
Apparently, I need to pick up a defense. Both of mine are on bye week.
Oh no!
I'm gonna do that later.
Usually, Nerf Batman's 3-1. My God, that puts him in first place. He's in first place all by himself. Oh no! Wait,
For him.
the dude above and JJ is is in 3-1 too. But damn.
Oh yeah, he's the third of the two. But
Yeah.
that's only because him and the Giants, Zach has 0.06 less points than the two Giants. The only reason he's third.
Damn. Yeah, that's cool. Either. So, what do you want to talk about? No. Sorry.
Have you met Ted?
I was channeling Cody Rhodes. Different sport. Okay. We got a few minutes. I'm going to ask the commissioner something.
Okay.
As a commissioner yourself, and I'll chime in on a few things myself, but I don't have a
You
lot.
were also
But
commissioner of multiple leagues.
yeah. What are some rules, like when you're in the season, some conduct rules for the players or the teams? It's not necessarily about the game itself, but like how you run your team or whatever. Is there some special rules or some you look out for, or
In general, like the big one I can think of is like in season. When I'm setting the league, I will turn on trade vetoes, which is, if you don't know, basically if a trade is trying to get done between two teams, if you have vetoes on, it gets presented to the rest of the league, and then they can vote on it, whether they think it's a good trade or a bad trade, if it should happen or not.
right?
That's dumb. Don't do that.
That
Just
should
let trades happen.
It should just be instant. There should be no waiting period. Just
Yeah,
let the
because like there's so many trades where it looked like one person took advantage of the other one at first, and then like towards the end of the season, the other person actually got the better end of the trade. Like, just let it happen, man.
and
Unless it's obvious collusion or something along those lines, okay, maybe do something about it. But for the most part, just let it happen.
And with that, if you have a close knit group that's your league, you roast both of those players. You roast the one player.
Both sides feel bad for making the dumbest trade in the world.
Dumbest trade in the world, and you're a dick for letting it happen. you railroaded that guy. Damn. That's what you do.
And then you get to switch it when it ends up being the other way around.
Fantasy football is supposed to be fun. Fantasy football, yes, I know there's money involved, a lot of games and stuff, and you can take it a little serious, but let's have fun with it and let the people have their trade, whether it's stupid or not, whether you're screwing yourself over or not. Let's still have fun with. Let the person, they still think they're getting a good deal. Let them think it. I've been on a lot of those trades that I've made dumbass trades.
Oh, me too. Yeah, there's been, and it'll probably continue to happen.
But you know what? Those trades I was happy with because I wanted my guy. Like I probably
just because I feel like a lot of those times those things get vetoed. It's just people are jealous. It's like, no, I wanted that player. Oh, you get to trade for him? No,
exactly.
I don't want
that. So,
and then like you said too, communicating, like having a good line of communication and having fun.
Right.
It's a pretend game about grown men playing a game. It's not that serious.
Yeah.
Just have fun, man.
And if you're worried about the money aspect, just take your money to the casino and then you can get serious there.
Yeah. Well, and like yes, there are leagues that you can play in money or play for money. And you can also just play fantasy football to play fantasy football.
Exactly.
We have leagues that there's no money involved.
Oh yeah.
Those are some of the most fun leagues I'm in.
Yeah. See, I personally think having a piece of hardware for your trophy or whatever, I think that's a lot better than exchanging money every year.
Yeah.
Because that's
Like our
bragging.
championship belt.
Yeah. Especially if you're, like I said, close-knit group of people. You know, if you have a championship belt or whatever, you guys go into that person's house for a barbecue and the rest of the league is going to be there too. You bring the freaking belt around your waist and walk around with it.
Yeah.
Bragging
Set it
rights.
up on the like entertainment center.
What's up, everybody? How you guys doing today? You like my belt?
Champ is here. Barbecue can start.
Champ is here. Let's do this. You know that So the one thing I would probably put out as a commissioner is is setting your lineups correctly.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the absent managers, those drive me nuts.
Yes, everyone should field a legitimate roster, meaning you shouldn't have a guy in your flex that's on a bye week.
Yep.
Your defense should be playing that week. Like the dude that's been on IR for 2 weeks shouldn't be your starting running back.
The worst thing in the world when you put a legitimate lineup and you're going against a guy that has 3 players on bye and you somehow lose.
Nothing to make you feel worse about yourself.
Right. I want to lose to a proper team.
Yeah. But then on the other side of it, like you get a win with 3 dudes not in your lineup. Like
That's
what was the point? I won anyway.
which makes me, at the end of the season, we'll have to get Jerry Lynn's teams out of Walker down the river.
Oh, yeah.
We'll have to find someone to take that spot.
Well, she's just an easy win for the whole season.
Yeah, she's locked out of it, and it's like she's no interest in working with me trying to figure it out. So it's like, whatever.
I play my own wife in that.
Yeah,
She's born up.
Oh, your wife in that league?
Yeah.
You might have to lock her.
Jerry Lynn plays Dad this week, and Dad's 1-3, so Jerry Lynn.
Well, the thing is half the time she doesn't pay attention. Each year she doesn't pay attention to it, and she somehow
She still ends up doing pretty good.
Yes, she's made it to the championship game twice, and it's like, how? And I'm trying my
We're
hardest.
over here taking all this time doing research.
Yes. She's just like, no, whatever. I'm like, do your lineup? I'll get to it. Game's halfway done. Do your lineup?
I saw this reel on Instagram earlier, and it was a 4-0 fantasy manager that's brand new to fantasy football, and the 0-4 manager that's been playing for 20 years. And it's like the guy that hasn't won a game is like, okay, we did all this research, we know what we're doing, we got to stay strong. It's okay, we got to get that waiver wire hard. We got this. And the dude that's 4-0 is like, man, this is pretty easy. Like, what are you guys talking about? This isn't hard. Like,
this is an easy game.
Oh, who am I playing this week? Oh, this guy's 0-4. He must be really new to fantasy football. I was like, oh my god.
That's hilarious.
That's very true.
That is hilarious. So, anyways, alrighty, tailgaters. I just came up with that.
It's been sitting there the whole time, and neither one of us have taken it.
And now I just did. Tailgaters, thank you for listening. We are at the end of our podcast. Don't forget to pay the ushers something. I don't know. Whatever. I'm trying to come up with crap to
Payment,
say.
likes, comments, subscribe.
Yes, like us. Subscribe to us. Actually, send us messages and questions and trade requests. And I mean, we might not give good advice, but we can still give advice. I mean, you want to hear what we have to say. Because, you know, we might not be professionals at this, but we do have the experience, and we have won championships between the two of us. we're doing
Quite a
something
few,
right, playing the game. So, so you can ask us anything. Send us an email.
Email, comment.
There's a way to comment on the YouTube. So, other than that, thank you guys for listening to the Fantasy Tailgate podcast with Howie and Will. I'm starting to get better at that even more.
See you guys next week.
All right, see you next week. Goodbye.
See you guys.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Fantasy Tailgate podcast. Like, comment, and subscribe to help us continue to grow. Also, follow us on our socials and join us again